those wonderful toys.
Today we will be unboxing the brand new Mcfarlane DC Direct Batman the Animated Series Batman and Robin from the Condiment King Build-A-Figure line. And this is something that I've personally been waiting for a long time. As a huge Batman the Animated Series fan, I've been waiting for Mcfarlane Toys to properly dip back into what I believe is one of, if not the greatest, Batman adaptations of all time. Now, I know that there's been modern figures released for Batman the Animated Series before, but as I said in my first video, I've only recently started to collect figures again within the past 3 to 4 years. So I do believe this is a great opportunity for those that missed out on the previous releases to take advantage of this reboot of sorts.
Makes perfect sense.
Words can't express how important Batman the Animated Series was and still is to my life. In a lot of ways, this series was the piece of media that turned me into the Bat fanatic that I am. I always loved how that show was able to find the middle ground where both kids and adults could appreciate the stories being told. That is a lost art form in modern entertainment. And just everything about this show, from the animation to the voice acting to the surprisingly deep storytelling, it all came together in the right place at the right time, and what we got in return was, in my opinion, the greatest animated series of all time. I'll never forget how excited I was when I heard that Todd McFarlane acquired the rights to make DC figures. And honestly, from my first purchase of one, I've been hooked ever since. To me, Todd McFarlane and DC is a match made in action figure heaven. I know some people give Todd a lot of crap for making too many Batman figures, but I say keep them coming. I will personally not be satisfied until I get every single version of this character that I love in action figure form.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Just an FYI, before I get into the unboxing, I have purchased the other two figures in the line, that being Mr. Freeze and Scarecrow, so unboxing videos for those two figures will be coming soon as well. I will also be assembling the Condiment King Build-A-Figure in that video. So if you want to make sure you don't miss that video, please make sure you are subscribed and hit the bell for notifications. I've delayed long enough, let's get right into this unboxing. First up, we will be opening Batman from the Batman the Animated Series line. And what's become a calling card for Mcfarlane Toys at this point, you do receive a trading card for every figure. As always, we skip right to the figure being out of the package, and here is everything that he comes with. As far as the Build-A-Figure goes, we do have Condiment King's arms, and Batman's accessories include, of course, a Batarang, and a pretty good assortment of hands, both closed and open. The open ones would obviously be the hands you would use if you were going to display it with the Batarang. We also have a hand that has a grappling hook molded into it, and also the grappling hook by itself. As for the figure itself, my first impressions are, overall, I think it's pretty good. There are some issues though. I do like the cloth cape, but I do think it should be a little bit bigger. You would like to be able to display him, perhaps with the cape wrapping around his shoulders, and you can't really do that with a cape this thin. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to take this figure and probably put a custom cape on it, and I would totally understand that, because I am less than impressed with this cape. For the Batman figure, there's definitely issues with the cape and cowl and how it's presented. It just feels a bit out of place to me. There's been a lot of talk about the choice to put shading on the figures that is supposed to be reminiscent of the animation style. I know a lot of people took issue with this, and it even stopped some people from buying the figures altogether. I probably would have preferred if it wasn't there, to be honest, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker for me either. It does look a bit weird when you think about having this figure on your shelf and he's not really moving or anything, and it does kind of look like his suit is stained in areas rather than it being shading. I will also say that these figures are smaller than I thought. I know they are advertised as being 7-inch, but just for comparison's sake, I'll bring in the animated series inspired figure that Todd released in the DC Multiverse main line, and you can see there's a massive difference when it comes to size.
That's what she said.
I actually think these figures were a lot cooler than some people gave them credit for. I know they got the little skinny legs down here, but it is kind of consistent with the animation style. Getting back to this figure, I also would have preferred, I think, if the figure was a bit more bulky. His physique seems a bit slimmed down to me. I think he should be a little bit more muscular. As far as the likeness goes, with the face and the suit and everything, all of that's pretty spot on. There's one spot where I think the shading is actually well used, and that's on the utility belt. It makes it look a bit more metallic, which I think is pretty cool. He does have great articulation too, so that's a plus. Up next, we will be unboxing Robin. Robin, of course, also comes with a trading card. As far as the accessories go, we have the legs for the Condiment King Build-A-Figure. And once again, we have an assortment of hands. We have open hands for Robin, we have closed fists, and we also have a hand molded with a grappling hook. Robin does not get a loose grappling hook, apparently. I don't know why, but they chose not to give him one, I guess. We also have this, and I'm not even sure what this is, to be honest. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but I don't know if this is supposed to go to Robin or the Condiment King or what this is. I thought it was something to do with the grappling hook, but there's no like hole or anything to insert it into the grappling hook. So if you know what that's supposed to be, let me know in the comments down below.
Help me help you.
As for the figure, I actually kind of like this one a little bit more than the Batman figure, mostly because I think Robin's physique is much more accurate to the cartoon. Now that I'm holding this in my hand, I actually think I prefer the rubber cape that Robin has over the cloth cape that the Batman has, simply because the Batman cape was kind of underwhelming. Once again, the shading is there, but I feel like it's a little less noticeable on Robin, with the exception of where it's on his skin. That looks like he has some kind of disease or something. That's not good to me. You can see it on his face here. It looks like he fell in a tub of mustard or something. I don't know what happened there. I didn't have a huge issue with the shading initially, but now as I'm holding it in my hands, I do think it would have been better if they didn't include it. As far as the way he looks, I mean, the likeness is spot on if you're comparing it to Robin's appearance in the original Batman the Animated Series. They even got the height right. He's significantly shorter than the Batman figure, which is pretty cool. He's got pretty much the same range of motion that the Batman figure has. The only difference being his arms aren't able to move as much because of the rubber cape. So it's kind of a give and take situation. You get a little bit more movement with the cloth cape, but I think the rubber cape actually looks better. I also always remember Robin having yellow on the inside of his cape. I'm not sure why they decided not to include that. At least I'm fairly certain it was yellow in the animated series on the inside. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they didn't get the coloring just right. Honestly, yes, I am a little bit underwhelmed, but I'm not completely disappointed either. Let me know down in the comments if you got these figures and what you thought of them. I'd be really interested to see if people share some of the same concerns that I have. I guess I just wanted a little bit more out of these figures than I ended up getting. But such is life, not everything is going to turn out exactly the way you want it to. I'm still interested to see how the rest of this line turns out, and we'll see if we have similar problems with the Mr. Freeze and Scarecrow figures. So keep an eye out for that unboxing video when it becomes available, and let me know what you thought about this unboxing video. I'm still new at this. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Collector Shift.
Y'all be cool. Right on.